3D audio has got
Sony
more games
has
in the
had
world
a
than
bit of
Windows. I'm
generation.
pretty sure Tecmo Bowl has a speed run. Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Most Elite podcast. As we're going to do the Game Awards, it's going to be a list episode, and I know those episodes aren't super flashy or fun. They really are just list. So if you don't like list episodes, then you don't have to listen. For those who do care about my opinion, we're just going to talk about the ones that stuck out to me the most and that I think maybe, will be pretty good when they land. I have a list in front of me. I'm going to scroll down it as I go. I'll talk a little bit about that, why it stuck out to me as I go. And yeah, we're not going to do the whole game awards. There was a lot of games announced. It would be impossible to fill an episode that would just be really stupid. So we're just going to talk about the ones that I liked and the ones that I thought like, hey, I will play that or I'll buy that, and I think you should too. Those sort of ones. I don't know. All right, we got first on the list is Dead Cells dev revealed their next game. It is Wind Blown. Now, Dead Cells, it's a roguelike game, difficult action platformer. Their next game looks to be 3-player multiplayer, or at least from the trailer. It looks to be 3-player multiplayer, and I mean, there wasn't much shown except each stage you're trying to get a purple power up at the end. It looks like, I don't know. We'll see more gameplay. They have a big preview for it that showed off a little bit more than the trailer showed off. But that looks like something like if you have two other people to play with, that looks like one that looked fun. It's definitely one of those games that I would play with my friends. We play a lot of roguelikes together that are multiplayer. Enter the Gungeon is 2 players, but Risk Arena is 4 players. We play that together. Stuff like that. So I do think that is super cool. One that I'm not going to play, but it did stick out, is the Dredge x Dave the Diver situation. I have Dredge and Dave the Diver. I like Dredge way more than I like Dave the Diver, but it's cool that there's a crossover. I think that's really cool because Dredge is really scary, and Dave the Diver is not. Right, so that's a really cool crossover, and I'm a big fan of both of those games. So, but since it's in Dave the Diver, I won't play the DLC because I don't really care. Pardon me for yawning. I don't really care for Dave the Diver as much as I care about Dredge. Metaphor Refantagio. And that's from the people who created Persona, Atlas Studio. So it's going to be a superb JRPG experience. And the trailer looks really cool. It looks like you're part of resistance. There's a warring state going on. There's patricide. Prince killing a king. It looks like a whole bunch of intrigue. And I'm very excited to see it. Oh, here's one that I think, moving on is Exodus. And this game, it's from ex-BioWare developers. I mean, I know they're attaching BioWare's name to it. They used to work there, so it used to be we would associate BioWare with excellence. Lately, not so much. But most of the BioWare that we know and love has been long gone. So, so these are ex-BioWare devs. They're creating a game. I'm going to be honest, it looked a lot like... The trailer didn't show any gameplay. But, people were like, well, this is what, Mass Effect should have been, right? But I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that the gameplay drives something home for me. Because the trailer itself is just a cool cinematic trailer, right? But we don't know what kind of game it is. So, I'm hoping that the gameplay... I'm hoping it draws me in. The trailer was nice enough. The Big Walk by Untitled Goose Games devs. It literally does look like you're just walking around with your friends. I like the trailer music, so that's the only reason I'm even mentioning it. The trailer music was really good. Prince of Persia, Lost Crown. That's in January. I'm very excited for that because we haven't had a Prince of Persia game in quite some time. I think 2008 was the last one, and I think that's really random considering Prince of Persia is a very good series, and always has been since the 90s. And I think it's about time we got another one. It's 2.5D, so it's on a 2D plane like the old ones in the 90s. And it looks super action adventure-y. It looks Metroidvania-y. And everyone who listens to this channel with any regularity knows I love Metroidvanias. So I'm very excited for The Lost Crown. And moving down the list, again, I'm only explaining the ones that really stuck out to me. The Ori and the Blind Forest team are doing something called No Rest for the Wicked. Again, there was no gameplay. Well, there was gameplay. It was like a hack and slash class team game. I think it's 3 players. From what we saw, there was a rogue a brute character, and I think a mage. I saw a guy shoot a fireball, I believe. But yeah, I'm excited for that. It's next year sometime. No release date, just 2024. So I'm excited for that though. Oh, here's a big one. Sega announces the return of Jet Set Radio, Shinobi, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, and Crazy Taxi. They did a single trailer with a glimpses of each of those titles. And afterwards they released a press release saying that the success of Sonic is the reason that they were inspired to return to old IPs that people love. With Sonic's latest success, be it the movies, pardon me again for yawning, be it the movies, that are huge successes, and or be it his games. Frontier has been great. Superstar has been doing well. They said the success of Sonic has enabled them to push and go back to their old IPs. The one I'm most excited for is not Streets of Rage, Jet Set Radio, and then followed by Crazy Taxi, followed by Shinobi, followed by Streets of Rage, and followed by Golden Axe in that order. That's the order that I am excited for. A new Budokai was announced. I don't care. There is a Dead by Daylight spinoff called The Casting of Frank Stone. There is no gameplay in the trailer, so we don't know what sort of game it is. I think it's a game. Since Supermassive is doing it, I want to believe it's like Until Dawn and The Devil in Me and all those House of Ashes, all those sort of games. So that would be sick. A game like that in the Dead by Daylight universe can't go wrong. You actually can't miss. So I'll get it if it's that sort of game. I'll buy it and I'll play it, and we'll see. A new Secret of Mana game called Visions of Mana. I'm very excited for this one. I love the Secret of Mana games since Super Nintendo, and very exciting stuff for that. Rise of the Ronin got a release date. It's coming out March. That was one we had on our radar a while back, and they did an updated trailer with some combat. Combat looks clean. It also looks like it's multiplayer. It looks like it's a 2-player game, and it's coming out in March, so we'll see. Another big announcement that I don't really care about, but I'm still going to talk about, is Kojima Productions' next title called OD. And he's working with Jordan Peele and a whole bunch of other legends, apparently, on this very secretive horror experience. He said it's like a movie, it's like a video game, it's its own new thing. Now, I gotta say, the last time I tried one of Kojima's own new things was with Death Stranding. And it wasn't it for me. I just did not like it. I didn't enjoy it at all. The soundtrack was really cool, but it felt to me lacking. Now, I know a lot of people like that game, and that's great. I just couldn't find it in me to like it, and I gave it a couple of chances. So I'm hoping this horror project, because I'm a big horror guy, as you know, on this channel. I love horror. I'm hoping that this project, OD, will be good. Speaking of horror, Resident Evil yet again got snubbed this year. They got snubbed in 2019, and this year, again, no awards. Crazy. A Jurassic Park game called Jurassic Park Survival was announced, and the trailer recreated some classic scenes with a little hidden stuff. Looks fun. If it's a single-player survival game set in Jurassic Park, sign me up. I will be honest. If it is a single-player survival game set in Jurassic Park, I hope they add a multiplayer DLC, because running around Jurassic Park scared with friends that sounds like a good time. It sounds like it can't be beat. So sign me up. I'm very excited for that, and that's another one that I think is good. Black Myth Wukong showed off a new trailer and a release date. It's coming out in August next year. So that's very exciting. That was another one that's been on the radar. It looks sort of like a Souls-like, but it might not be. It might not be a Souls-like. It might be more like a God of War-esque game. Either way, it's getting purchased. It looks fun. I love Journey to the West. Everyone does. It's been reiterated on, it feels like 1,000 times since its inception. Suicide Squad got a new trailer. I have talked about Suicide Squad extensively on this channel. I won't talk about it much more. Just know it's coming out next year in February. And yeah, it got a new trailer, and it showed off more of the things that I'm angry about. It showed off more verticality, flying around in Metropolis as not Superman. It showed off the Justice League in their entirety, including Superman. And I gotta say, I really, really wish it was a Superman game. That's all there is to it, honestly. I really wish it was a Superman game. Warframe has an update. I will be playing it next week. It's called Whispers in the Walls. It looks to be a crossover finally into the Dark Sector universe, which started it all. Very excited for that. Another Metroidvania that looks good is Tales of Kinzera Zao. Looks very good. It's from the man who played uh, Bayek in Assassin's Creed Origins. He started a new studio, and they're making a Metroidvania. And again, I'm all about Metroidvania, so that one really stuck out to me. The art style was really cool. The audio sounded good in the trailer, and the fighting looked really cool. So I'm definitely down for that. Don't Nod, the people who brung us Life is Strange. There's a new game coming out called Lost Records, Bloom, and Rage. And the trailer, it looks like a horror experience, right? And again, I'm all for horror. The trailer reminded me of a comic book series going on right now called Something is Killing the Children. And it gave me the Something is Killing the Children vibes from the trailer. So that's why I think it's a horror game. Not a lot about it right now, just a reveal teaser, but I do hope as the year goes on next year, we get some more info and we'll see what we're working with. But I'm pretty excited for it. The first Berserker, Kazan. It's in the Dungeon Fighter universe. It looks like an action adventure God of War Souls like game. I'm buying it no matter what because again, those games are great. And I'm not sure the release date. We just got a trailer for it, so for the Apex fans, Final Fantasy and Apex are crossing over. There's going to be costumes for, it looks to be Horizon, Wraith, and Crypto, perhaps more, perhaps weapons as well. They didn't show much. But January 9th, we will have a official crossover event with Final Fantasy and Apex for the Apex fans. So that's pretty cool. A big one that I'm excited for, Arcane Studios is making Blade, Marvel Studios Blade. So we're getting spoiled with Marvel games. We got the 3 Spider-Man games, apologies, for Miles Morales. We're getting Wolverine sometime, probably next year. And we're getting Blade, who knows when. So, very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. There was a trailer called The Last Sentinel. Again, I don't know what it is, but the trailer had me intrigued. It's a futuristic open world game. Who knows what that means? We'll see. The First Descendant, another multiplayer game, sort of like Warframe. It's coming out next year in summertime. We had it on our radar for a while, but the sort of hype died down for me considering it's summertime next year. So that's kind of upsetting me. Moving on down the list here. Here's one that was really interesting. I don't even know if I want to play it though. It's called Exoborn, Master the Apocalypse, and it gave me like Anthem vibes. It is multiplayer. It is, looting. And the team who made this game are the guys who made Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt. So, you know how that went for them. Unfortunately, because that game was fun. Blood Hunt was super fun. The movement was clutch. It felt good, I don't know. I'm hoping good things for this game, but I don't know if I'm going to buy it. I really don't know. Oh, Hello Games, the team behind No Man's Sky. Their next game. It's probably a must buy, and I hate to say that because I bought No Man's Sky day one after being lied to by that team. And to their credit, they spent the next 10 years making it a perfect game. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's amazing. I never played it again from that first week. I never experienced any of the good stuff, any of the new stuff that made it worth it. I just was so burnt that I never turned it back on. And the same thing happened to Cyberpunk. I never turned Cyberpunk back on. And I know people are like, it's fixed now. I'm like, they lost me. They betrayed me. So I can't. But this game called Light No Fire, it looks amazing, and that's why I'm afraid, because No Man's Sky looked amazing. So I don't know. I am excited for it. The Discord was very excited for it. It does look amazing. We'll get more information about it. It's an open world Earth. It's like Earth. It's one location, unlike No Man's Sky. It's just Earth, just our large planet, and you trek across it. It looks very interesting. Moving down the list here. Oh, the finals came out as a surprise drop for the finals fans. It's it's a shooter. It's free to play. A lot of people download it. A lot of people like it. I haven't played the finals, but I've watched my friends play it, and they enjoy it. So I'm not going to play it. This is the news. All right, so our last episode we talked about this. We talked about Capcom and how if they had to unveil a game at the Game Awards, it would be Monster Hunter. To throw us off the trail, they said that was a mistranslation, that that's not a new game for that. They were talking about Dragon's Dogma, which I think comes out in March. Well, they lied again. They absolutely revealed Monster Hunter World 2, which will be called Monster Hunter Wilds. It looks to be an open world game. The trailer just showed off a little bit of stuff. You can like fly if your mount can fly, and you can fight while on the back of the mount. Like stuff that we had before. And yeah, it seems to be an open world game, but it is back, and it's coming out 2025. And that's the only backbreaker. I was really hoping 2024 with the sequel to World. But you know what that means, everybody? It means that next year, 2024, we're absolutely getting a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, 5 remake, or 1 remake. It'll be one of the 3, because they're not going to do 5 just yet, because they just did 4. So, Code Veronica, 1, or 5. Well, maybe they probably won't do 5. It'll probably be Code Veronica 1 or 0, right? Yeah. We're getting one of those next year, for sure. Because Monster Hunter is 2025. They got a free year. They're definitely getting us another Resident Evil. Personally, I want it to be Code Veronica. I wouldn't mind 0 either. I just don't want it to be 1, because 1, they redid 1 ages ago, and it's still really good. I know it wasn't done in the current engine and how we're used to the new Resident Evils, but I think Code Veronica deserves its due. It's due. And yeah, that's about it. Yeah. So what did you guys think of the Game Awards? That was my list episode. Those are just the ones that I cared about. I skipped a whole bunch of announcements. There was a lot of games that they announced that I just didn't talk about, because I only really wanted to talk about the ones that I cared about. And those are the ones that really I cared about. What did you guys think of the Game Awards? Leave a comment, leave a like, leave a sub if you like. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.